My fellow Democrats, for the first time in my career, I'll get right to the point. The Biden campaign's in deep caca. Recent polling consistently shows we're about to lose to Trump again. In fact, our party hasn't seen a set of polls this depressing since Anthony Weiner's dick pics. Folks, if you're suddenly feeling intense anxiety and deja vu, like it's 2016 again, I honestly can't blame you, because once again, we've got an elderly, low-energy candidate with terrible approval ratings and zero enthusiasm from any of our key demographics. But the most frightening similarity is that Joe, just like Hillary, is precisely the wrong candidate for the moment. Here's the deal. In 2016, the voters wanted drastic economic change, the kind of change that Barry and I just couldn't deliver. It wasn't our fault we tried, but for 8 years, Mitch McConnell played us like a pimp. And Hillary, with all her cozy ties to Wall Street and K Street, represented everything the voters were sick of. And no amount of pivoting or spin was ever going to change that. Unfortunately, our party stayed the course, and our country paid the price. Likewise, in 2024, America wants generational change and cultural change. Young voters, non-white voters, progressive voters, and many others would rather vote for just about anyone over an Antiques Roadshow liver spot like Joe Biden. Look, it's nothing personal, but our voters can't see themselves in him, much less the future. Honestly, I can't even see him in him. Of course, his team will tell you they're hard at work with all kinds of messaging and outreach and engagement. In other words, lipstick on a pig. But don't buy it, folks. It didn't work for Hillary, and it won't work for him. The narrative is already set. It's time to admit that Joe is a fatally wounded candidate and move on. My fellow Democrats, I don't have to remind you what's at stake here, because once again, while Grandpa fiddles in his basement, Rome burns. Folks, I'm sure by now you've realized Trump's gone full-on Mussolini. He's not even trying to hide the fascism anymore, like a third world dictator. He's talking about using the military to control the American people. And he's already drafting plans to neuter Congress and stack the executive with simpering loyalists. And if you think any of this will hurt him in the election, you're even more delusional than Joe, because brainwashed, conspiracy-gobbling whites are eating it up. Folks, Republicans are done with America. All they want is to replace our democracy with a zombie Jesus death cult. Folks, the MAGA mob just wants blood. Yours, mine, America's. Those are the stakes in this election, people. Actual burning stakes. And right now, barring some kind of deus ex machina, the only person who can save America from being sacked by history's fattest, ugliest, and stupidest barbarian horde is this fucking guy. Folks, the whole dynamic of Joe's campaign is a desperate, self-inflicted, slow-motion tragedy, just like Hillary's. And the only thing that can blow up that dynamic is a fresh candidate. Yet sadly, when anyone questions Joe or his team about whether they should, leave 2024 to someone electable, this is the response.
The polls are rigged. They're not real. The fake news media is very unfair. David Axelrod is a prick, and many people are saying he's completely deranged. Okay, no more questions. Biden forever. Fuck you all.
It's time to break the glass. Time to bring in a glowing outside candidate who can make 2024 great again, someone who can bring back the spirit of yes, we can. What if instead of your favorite default candidates, our 2024 nominees were Oprah and The Rock? Can you even imagine all the winning? You get coattails, and you get coattails. Even you get coattails. I'd like to see Trump try his big shot business guy shtick running against an actual billionaire, one who didn't get every dime from daddy, someone whose iconic brand created a great fortune, not the other way around. And can you imagine his tough guy shtick working against the Scorpion King? Don't make me laugh. His whole brand would melt in his boxy blue pants, like so many inflated property valuation. The American dream up against the American nightmare wouldn't even be close. And don't even get me started on all the soft power the two of them would lend America's flagging global leadership. Come on, Oprah. Tell Romney where to stick his whiny little burn book. Show him what he missed out on. And come on, Dwayne. You've saved so many fictional worlds. Put on the big boy pants and save the real world. Do it for your kids, bro. And if you guys think you can't run the country, just remember this. Even Trump kept the lights on for 4 years. I mean, how hard could it really be? Why do you think we have a deep state? I mean, when our whole country has its head in a January 6th noose.
What do you have to lose?
And that's why I, Joe Biden's conscience, have started a petition to encourage Oprah and The Rock to sign their names as a ticket on the remaining open primary ballots, because ultimately only we can fix it. And Joe, if you're watching, please know that we say all of this purely out of sheer frustration and terror. We gave you a chance to live your Oval Office fantasy, and you fucked us like a half-dead Frank Underwood. But even so, you'll always be America's weird, slightly creepy great uncle. You've been a shining beacon of our movement for 50 years and always will be. Now, sashay, away. America, good luck, and don't fuck it up.